àti bàbá gbàdúrà fún mi. Good afternoon to you wherever you're listening to me from. Welcome to 360 Parenting with Ibukunoluwa Otesile on Honor 103.5 FM, where honor and integrity is our watchword. Today is the International Youth Day, so let's start by commemorating this day. And what do we say to all the youth? The future is now. So let's ensure that we are the change that we are asking for, that we start, or we let the change start with us, or let it begin with us. We've had conversations around not too young to run, but for the young people that have gotten opportunities, you then ask what have they done with those opportunities. So it's not just enough for us to do all of those advocacies. It's also important that in our corners, in our spaces, we do the right thing. The Omoluabi ethos is restored to every Nigerian youth. And so I'm saying Happy International Youth Day, and I'm saying that God bless the Nigerian youth. So for those that are just joining us for the first time, this is 360 Parenting, where we talk about everything that has to do with raising children. Yes, children are very, very important. As we like to say, they are our guarantee of tomorrow. Without children, then the world ends. That's just the truth about it. So it's important that we're intentional about how we're raising these children, how we're preparing them, how we're equipping them for the world, because really, they determine the kind of world that will exist years after us. So on 360 Parenting, we look at everything that has to do with raising these children, with parenting, because that's it's a lifelong learning exercise, or learning endeavor, or learning opportunity. Can I call it opportunity? Yeah. Let me say learning endeavor. Once you become a parent, you keep learning how to parent your child every day, because every child comes with his or her unique personality or characteristics. So you don't just you don't have one size fit all as a parent for all the children. Apart from your children, you will come in contact with other children, and life gives you opportunity to parent them again, and then you become grandparents. And the way the world is now, the reality is we have our grandparents still involved in parenting, because most children are left with their grandparents. So it means that the journey or the lessons of parenting is continuous, as it were. And so on 360 Parenting, we look at all of those things to ensure that we raise children to become adults that are well balanced, adults that are equipped to be able to make the necessary changes in their life, to also make for a good country or a better world. All right, so quickly, how have you fared? For those of us that are on break, that have sent our children, the word is not sent, that have the privilege of our children going on holidays, away from us. How are you doing? I remember that the first night after my children had gone on holiday, I was in my room by myself, and the bed just suddenly, the room looked bigger, seemed bigger. The bed just suddenly, felt bigger, and I was saying to myself, oh, okay, it's just me. I was wondering why I couldn't sleep. Then I realized that, there was nobody, shouting my name, calling me mommy. There was just that quiet. And that quiet at some point became worrisome. I had to remind myself that, this is your me time. So for those of us that have that privilege, how are you faring? I hope you're using this time to actually revitalize yourself and really just work on yourself, in readiness for their resumption in September or whenever they come back home. But for those that still have their children with them, how have you fared in the last 1 week that has just passed? Don't forget protecting your children, attending to them, responding to them, encouraging them, nurturing them, and teaching them falls on your laps solely as a parent. And if you've not been doing that well enough, well, maybe you have just fathered that child, or you have just mothered that child. You are not parenting that child. If you will be able to say that you are parenting your child, all of those 6 things must be things that you do on a day-to-day basis. This afternoon, we will start a conversation that is that I think is also very, very important to have. Many people shy away from this conversation, but the truth is, it is a reality. And because it is a reality, then we must have conversation. We must talk about it. And what is this conversation around? It's around co-parenting. Yes, co-parenting after separation, whether it is final legal separation or temporary separation. Once there is separation, this conversation becomes very, very necessary, because most times when there is separation between the husband and the wife, the children are negatively or significantly impacted, and it's important that we have this conversation. So we want to say that, or we want to look at, while we're parenting or co-parenting after separation, how do we maintain stability and consistency for our children? Because those 2 things are vital for their growth and their development. So when you are co-parenting after separation, whether it is legal final separation or it is temporary separation, how do you maintain stability and consistency for your children? Before I delve, into that conversation, please allow me say this. Now, irrespective of what might transpire between a husband and a wife, let me start with women. I want to plead with women not to be vindictive. Most times when women are in abusive relationships or coming out of relationship, then we become vengeful if we are not careful, and we begin to use our children or the children as weapons. And so that's the first conversation that I want to have, or that's the first thing that I want to say. And it's vice versa, the same thing to the husband. The men then feel that, to get the woman to come into submission, or to get the woman to come back, the ace card that you have is the child that both of you have together. It is one of the greatest injustice that we do to children. And so I am starting this conversation to say, because I see from time to time how this affects children, how it ruins them, how it just, it completely changes the trajectory of their life. And so I'm saying this as we start this conversation, that irrespective of what transpires between you as a husband, you as a wife, you should be able to ask yourself this question: is the man a good father? If he is a good father, then you do not have the right as a woman to deny him access to his children. You do not have that right to deny your children access to their father, except he is not a good man, or except if that connection or relationship or interaction with him will put your children or those children in harm's way in whatever way or the other. But as long as that is not the case, then you do not have that right as a woman, as their mother, to deny the children access to their father. Except if the man decides, I just want to be responsible, I don't want to be involved in the lives of my children. If that is not the case, as the mother, irrespective of whatever he might have done, you do not have that right. The same thing for the man. As long as she is a good mother, meaning that her presence in the lives of the children will not in any way impact them negatively or put the children in harm's way, you do not have a right as the father of the child to deny that child access to the mother or deny the mother access to the child. And see, there's parents, grandparents, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws. It is not your place. You do not have that right, because we've had cases where the mother-in-law would take the child from and deny the mother the access, or the mother, mother-in-law could either be, on the husband's side or the mother's side, would deny the parent access to the child. It is one of the greatest injustices done to children. And so that's why I am, going over it again and again. Even when separation happens, co-parenting can be possible. Co-parenting can be possible, and neither of them has the right to deny the other access to the child. Every child requires the presence and impact and involvement of the father and the mother. If they are not available, meaning they are no more alive, it's a different thing. If they are not, able to come into that space, it's a different thing. But not that you will willfully deny that child the access to the father. So let's really just get it straight. And let me put that word out now. So if you are a mother and you're going through this, your husband has denied you access to your children, please, after this conversation, you can put a call through. If you are a man and your wife has denied you access, or the mother of your child has denied you access to your children, please put a call through to me after this conversation, and we'll see how we can respond to it. The state has a structure that can help respond to it. This is not a matter of pushing for divorce or a matter of pushing or encouraging separation. It is a conversation that we need to have because it is a reality of today. So how do we co-parent after separation? Maintaining stability and consistency for our children. Let's take this short break and we'll continue after.
On the 103.5 FM.
Hello there. A golden opportunity is here for everyone desiring to invest in farming with the prospect of making great profit. Palm tree plantations spanning from 1 year to 1.5 years, while you make huge profits from palm oil, PK oil, PKC, animal feeds, and lots more. Both 1 acre of land and palm trees are sold for just 2 million naira. Also, landed properties with cashew and banana plantations are available for instant sales. This landed property with palm tree plantation is located at Areoje along Ibadan-Iseyin New Expressway. To therefore enjoy this bountiful package, please call
080-7777-4880.
Buy landed property with palm trees and make great fortunes.
Gbogbo onínáwó pátá tó fi mọ́ gbogbo aláṣẹ chicken tẹ́ fẹ́ lò bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó DMGs ni a máa bọ̀. Ẹ má wulẹ̀ làágùn jìnnà mọ́. DMG frozen foods ni a máa bọ̀. Oh yes, whatever occasion it is, chieftaincy ceremony, housewarming, naming, birthday party, or whatever occasion it is, JMG Frozen Foods has got your back for whatever number of chickens you may desire. All caterers, worry less, as JMG is there for you to take care of your chicken supplies. Be it whole chicken or in pieces, JMGs will cut, will pack, and deliver to wherever you want it. Ajẹ́pẹ́tẹ́ bá ti ń ronú náwó ẹ ṣá máa ronú JMGs fún irúfẹ́ iye chicken tẹ́ bá ń fẹ́. Bó ti wù kó pọ̀ tó, kò sí wàhálà kankan. Ẹ kàn sí JMG Frozen Foods lẹ́ni ní plot 2 block F number 6 Olúbàdàn Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate lẹ́bàá Fumac Pharmacy Ìbàdàn, tàbí lẹ́ka àwọn tó wà ní off New Garage Akala Expressway lẹ́bàá Anchor Mall Kátó-Dèrè Akari Junction Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ pè 090-6286-4238 tàbí 090-6296-8870. Think party chickens, think JMG.
Are you in need of captivating graphic designs? Would you like to print banners, stickers, and flyers? Immaculate Digital Prints got you covered. We offer all kinds of printing services and production of jotters, paper bags, and programs for events. For more inquiries, kindly check in at number 40 Adebajo Street, Kungi, Bodija, Ibadan, or call 0810-9873-754 or 0708-644-1109, or check out our IG page at Immaculate Digital Prints NG. Immaculate Digital Prints, delighting hearts.
On 103.5 FM.
Welcome back to 360 Parenting with Ibukunoluwa Otesile on Honor 103.5 FM, where honor and integrity is our watchword. We have been talking about co-parenting after separation, how important it is to ensure we maintain stability and consistency for children. Now, the truth about it is co-parenting after separation or divorce can be very challenging. There's no way to cap it. It can be very traumatic and very challenging for not just the parents or the persons in the relationship, but also for the children. And so it becomes very essential that we bear in mind the need and the importance to ensure or maintain stability and consistency for the children. Now, this will help them adjust to the new family dynamics and ensure that they are able to, get the emotional and psychological support that they require, or that their emotional and psychological needs are met or are not neglected in any way. So it's important for us to have that conversation. Now, as we go on in this in the journey, one of the things very, very important is to identify what the pitfalls usually are, at least from the experience that we've gotten on the field. What are the pitfalls? And then if you know the pitfalls, you can then work to prevent them or to close the gaps where necessary. One of the challenges of separation or separation, whether it is temporary or permanent in case of divorce, is breakdown of communication. Of course, when you are in the same space, in the same house, it's a lot easier for daddy to have access to the children or communicate with the children, for mommy to do the same thing. But once separation comes in, communication breaks down. And so you must be, that's either parent now, must be intentional about maintaining a system or a structure that allows consistency in communication. It is very, very important. Now, I understand that, of course, emotions run very high, but please bear in mind that this is very, very important for the well-being and stability of the children. So you need to find a system or a structure where communication will not break down. If you're not talking on talking terms, the children can have conversations. So it's important that we ensure that we close that gap and make sure that there's no communication breakdown, or that, where communication has broken down, that we find the best way to, to mend the gap as quickly as we can. Very, very important. The other, conflict area is the different parenting styles. Of course, when we're together, when the couple are together, they find a way to blend the parenting styles. Even though parenting styles has always been one of conflict areas in marriages. But when the marriage is still together, or when the couple are together, somehow they're able to find a way to blend it. Now, parenting style is also tied around the lifestyle of the parent, the time, the availability of the parents, the work schedule of the parent, and all of those things. So once separation happens, the parenting style would definitely change, because it will wrap around the availability or the lifestyle or the habit or the new life pattern of that particular parent, and conflicts can arise from the different parenting styles. So you find one parent maybe wanting to make up, or the other parent then overindulging, or another. So conflict can arise from that. And so you must understand that, all right, so we need to maintain stability and consistency for our children. And so for that to happen, our parenting styles, we need to have a conversation around this. What are the no's, what are the yeses that we're going to have, so that there is consistency. When they are with daddy, this is what happens, and when they are with mommy, it's almost the same thing that happens when they are with mommy. So it's important that we bear that in mind. So if we don't even have conversations around those things or think about them and just glide into them, or just go with the flow, then we will not be able to prepare ourselves well, or equip ourselves well to be able to take care of the children. Because irrespective of the emotions that we have, our lives would have to continue, and our children will be impacted by the things that we do. So parenting styles becomes another conflict area, if I can put it like that. Then the whole process of separation puts emotional strain on the children, whether it's just temporary or whether it is permanent. Most times you find that children, for whatever reason, blame themselves when separation happens between parents. And so you must be intentional to communicate or engage with the children, depending on their age, to tell them, remind them that the separation has nothing to do with them, and then be truthful to them as best as you can, as age appropriate as you can, and carry them along with the process, and let them know that both of you do the best that you can. Now, it might look very strange to us in this part of the world, but it's a conversation that we need to have. It's a reality right now, and we must be intentional about it. We must do better around it. It's enough. I think we've had enough of fathers not being involved in their lives of their children because they are separated from their mothers. I think we've had enough of mothers not being involved in the lives of their children and playing their part and their roles because they are no longer with the fathers. Some of the problems that we have, children getting involved in vices, children falling prey to sexual abuse, exploitation, and the rest of those things, is sometimes linked to separation in the home and the absence of parents, of significant others, of fathers, of mothers playing the roles that they should play in the lives of their children, the absence of the significant persons in the lives of the children. And that's why this conversation is very, very important. So knowing that the separation in itself will have emotional strain on the children, irrespective of the age of the child. And so it's important that you are intentional about easing the emotional strain as best as you can. Another thing that you need to understand is, of course, issues with logistics will come up. How are we scheduling the holidays? Who is with who? When, who is going where? Special events. All of those things are like conflict areas. And so there are conversations that you need to have as adults, as parents. Because whether you remain husband and wife does not change the fact that you are still parents. You don't stop being a parent once you become a parent. You can stop being a husband, you can stop being a wife, but you don't stop being a parent once you have a child. So it's important that you bear that in mind and have that conversation around that. We have to go. All right, let me say this one, and then we'll draw the curtain this beautiful afternoon or evening. Another area of conflict is then new relationships. So you want to move on. Somebody else is coming into the picture, either as a daddy or as a mommy, and the children are unsafe, or the children are threatened, or the children are just, they don't want somebody else to replace their mother. They don't want somebody else to replace their father. So it just heightens the emotional strain that the children get to experience. And so it's important that you bear that in mind, again, depending on the age of the child. Now, this is how far we will be able to go on this conversation this afternoon. We will continue this conversation next week. Do not forget, just like I said, let me quickly give up my number. If you are a man and your wife is denying you, did you call? And your wife is denying you access to your child or to your children, please put a call through to 070 070-3761-8998. I'll take that again. If you are a man or your father and your wife or the mother of your child is denying you access to your child or to your children, please put a call through or send a WhatsApp message to 070-3761-8998. And in the same vein, if you are a woman, you are a mother, and your husband or the father of your child, of course, in the same vein, is denying you access to your child or children, please send a put a call through or send an SMS, a WhatsApp message rather, to 070-3761-8998. This is how far we can go this beautiful afternoon. I'd like to say thank you to DJ Cole for doing this again with me, to my producer Iyaduni. Thank you for always being there to pull this together with me. Until I come your way again next week, please be responsible for that child in your care. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.